What is up, traders? Stan Gluzman here with 7 Points Capital, bringing to you today's trader takeaways. So let's take a look at SPY here. It is a midday market recap, by the way. The market is really slow. There's nothing really going on. There's no volume, not much volume there, not much liquidity. So sitting on cash right now. Have a few small open positions, a few swings, but nothing crazy. SPY today. First red day in a few sessions, so we had 4 green sessions. Today we're pulling back a little bit, setting up below VWAP pretty much all day, and now we're taking a breather, pulling back. Let's take a look at the stuff we traded today. The best stock for me personally was ATHX. It wasn't the best setup, but it turned out to be the best stock. I saw this gap up, a lot of volume, changed hands over here in the 350s, and we were just drifting down. So I shorted into this pop and covered into the washes and left it alone. There is some support here from yesterday and the day before, so we didn't really have too much meat on the bone here, but we did manage to get out for a decent profit. And I actually have a chart here, ATHX. So shorted into this bounce, covered into the wash, covered into, actually didn't cover into the second wash, but covered once we double bottomed and after this big crazy candle. That was the first one. The second best one was VKTX. This one has been running. Ran up, went sideways, and I thought maybe today it would set up on the short side and pull back, which it did. Didn't go red, not yet at least, but we did have a very nice opportunity. Let me show you the fills. VKTX here. So I started shorting once I saw a lower high, and then I started adding into consolidation, and first crack I started trimming some. Didn't take off too much, trimmed maybe a fifth or so, and then took the rest into the second dip. I saw some big bids, so I didn't want to reshort it. I just covered it quickly. I did not want to reshort it, although this was a good reshort opportunity after this big wick, definitely. But didn't touch it. Played conservatively, hit and run. Another one was CLRB. Pretty much the same setup, gap up. It's been running for a few days, so today gapped up. We washed out at the open, bounced back into the VWAP, took a decent sized short position. Wanted to see $1. Really wanted it to go red, to go under $1, but it was just so slow. There was no volume. The volume was just dying out. So I had some bids out, got some fills, and took it off for the rest of the day. Pretty decent one. The crazy one that everybody's watching is AXON. I'm staying away from it. I tried shorting it yesterday and that didn't work. So yesterday I was shorting it. I had a decent trade in the morning, scalped it on the short side into the wash, and then I started shorting it once we cracked VWAP. Once we cracked this base right here, I started shorting and adding in here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So this is the level that we cracked yesterday, and now we're making lower highs, lower lows, and started shorting pops, adding into this pop, and then I took a pretty decent loss once it turned around and started ripping. So trapped a lot of shorts. And today I did scalp it in the morning, just like yesterday. Scalped the range in the morning and left it alone. I saw these setups here. This to me looked like a long setup. This also looked like a long setup. This one dipped a little bit below VWAP, but you never really know. They will try to shake you out. Doesn't matter which side you're on. They're going to try to shake you out. Trap shorts, trap longs, stuff the longs rather. And we're just kind of going sideways, and now we're trending below VWAP. So we'll see what happens from here, but I'm not taking any positions. And just to show you the executions, AXON, just a couple fills, nothing crazy. Bought the dip, sold most of it, sold the rest once the low broke, and then shorted into the pop and then covered into the dip and left it alone for the rest of the day, for now at least. Maybe we'll have a good setup into the close. What I wanted to touch upon, actually one more, MDXG. This one I was testing the mids here. It was pretty easy to sell, so I just covered it, and that's why I went up, because it was easy to sell. Reshorted over here and then added into the pop again and scaled out into the dip, so that was a decent trade on pretty small size, so I didn't make too much money on this. Pretty low conviction, but it worked. What I wanted to touch upon is the setups that we used to trade just a couple weeks ago, last month, like very tight consolidations on SSR stocks, REVG, REVG. So setups like these, where it's dropping, there's a lot of selling, the offer is coming in really tight, really big offer, and usually they drop because there's so much selling, they drop, and we find ways to find liquidity and we get short, and usually they drop. But lately they've been just squeezing. So as you can see, I shorted here and then it popped, and I started adding. This was a good add, this was a good short, but here's what I'm talking about. These setups, they don't work anymore. So I ate the loss here. And there's another one, PTI. Right here. It drops, same exact setup. This used to be my A+ setup, where the offer comes in and we start shorting, we start finding liquidity to get short. It actually dropped 1 penny and then reversed and started squeezing, so I had to take the loss. But I reshorted higher and still holding a little bit. But yeah, this is what I mean when I say these setups don't work anymore. It's also seems like a buy the dip type of market, where a lot of these stocks, they just make a new low by 1 cent and then they reverse and start ripping. So gotta adjust, gotta be careful. It seems as if these trash stocks that are running, they're easier to trade in the morning at least. So hit and run type of environment right now for past few weeks. So sticking to what works. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like the video. If you have any questions, you can tweet at me, Stan Gluzman. The handle is at Chocana Trader. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.